But which are the advantages of Evolved-5G NetApp? As we described in the previous slide, the Evolved-5G NetApp is the middleware between the vertical application and the 5G core network. And actually, it facilitates the 5G programmability, because using the 5G NetApps, the Evolved-5G NetApps, actually is the step in order a vertical industry to make a specific service, a specific vertical application, to make it more intelligent, or if you like, to make it 5G enabled. This means that a specific application is aware of what is happening at the core network of 5G, receives information for the different events, but also can retrieve information about the different sessions that are currently active, about the end users or the different UEs that are connected to the network, so can consume information related to them, like location, for example, or about the status, the quality of service of the access network, and can adapt, let's say, accordingly to the different context of the 5G system at that very specific moment. So, the vertical application that is totally decoupled from the 5G network, with the interaction with the Evolved-5G NetApps, comes closer to the 5G system and integrated to that. And by this coupling, we enable actually in practice what is the main vision of Evolved-5G project, which is the 5G programmability. So this means that we can consume the information of the core network towards the vertical application to make it the application 5G enabled, but also the other direction can be also supported. For example, the application itself can mandate, let's say, the 5G core network to support a specific level of quality, or to create a specific slice upon demand if it is necessary to support a specific service or application, especially over a private network deployment. So, what are other advantages of Evolved-5G NetApps? First of all is the exploitation of the 5G functionality in a standardized way, because the NetApp, the southbound interface of the NetApp, continues to interact with the 5G core system in a standardized way. And what it does, it abstracts these native APIs of the 5G core network to a more user-friendly business APIs to the vertical industries. Moreover, it facilitates the 5G programmability, because the whole interaction now happens through these business APIs, which are consuming the native 5G core APIs. So makes all the process of interacting with the 5G core network much more user-friendly and much more easier for the different industries to interface with. Finally, supports the portability of the vertical app across different 5G cores, because actually the integration point of each vertical app is the northbound interface of a NetApp. This means that this is a fixed way of interacting the vertical app with the NetApp, and the NetApp continues to interface with the 5G core network in a standardized way. So this means that we can keep the same NetApp across different 5G core networks, and the same NetApp can serve numerous of vertical applications that are willing to consume the same information from the 5G core network. So this means that the NetApp is reusable. not only from one vertical application, but from many vertical applications and services that are interested in consuming the specific information that a NetApp provides. So the 5G programmability becomes a new concept, much more easier for any vertical industry to realize and to interface with it.